Finally on 2, the FBI is investigating the sexual assault of a child on a flight from Houston to Sacramento. The child was traveling by herself, not uncommon during the summer months. She told investigators she was in the middle seat and the man sitting nearby reached over and started touching her. KPRC 2 investigator Robert Arnold is talking with the head of the FBI's Houston office on ways to protect children when they are traveling alone. Robert.
I quickly want to point out we're in the Dayton area because we just met with the mother of that 13-year-old girl you mentioned. Before the meeting with the mother, we did sit down with the head of the FBI's Houston office to talk about sexual assault on aircraft. The FBI is the agency that investigates sexual assaults on aircrafts and cruises. In fact, in 2019, the FBI gave sexual assault on aircrafts its own reporting code to better track these incidents. That's also the same year the FBI reported a sharp increase in the number of investigations into this crime.
Special agent in charge of the FBI's Houston office, James Smith, says having a frank discussion about inappropriate touching on a flight is key. Not all predators' actions are obvious.
It is very tight on the aircraft, and you're very close to fellow passengers. So it's very easy for a predator to touch someone and for that victim not realizing it's an assault.
Smith also suggests asking the airline to make sure your child is in an aisle seat so they're more visible to flight attendants and other passengers. And he stresses do not wait to report a problem. Even if a federal agent is not on board, the flight crew will immediately notify the FBI and local police to be waiting at the gate. Plus, waiting till you land could cost evidence.
The aircraft after each flight is cleaned and the evidence could be destroyed.
The latest data available shows the FBI investigated 63 in-flight sexual assault cases in 2017, and by 2019, that number climbed to 119 cases. The Houston FBI has a task force dedicated to investigating all manner of unruly passenger complaints at Hobby, Bush Intercontinental, and Ellington airports. The task force reviews between 15 and 20 cases a week.
A good portion of the incidents are related to drugs or alcohol.
Now, as we mentioned, we met with the mother of a 13-year-old girl who just reported being molested on a flight from Houston to Sacramento. You're going to hear from her coming up at 6 o'clock. She says her daughter was in a middle seat, and just as she was falling asleep, a man in the aisle seat began touching her. Again, we'll have that coming up for you at 6 o'clock. Reporting live from Dayton, Robert Arnold, KPRC 2 News.